Bare-knuckle fighting, it's not just a sport. It's a test of how much a person can truly endure. No gloves, no protection, no second chances. One clean punch, and the lights go out. One split second, and a fighter's life divides into before and after. In recent years, bare-knuckle fighting has become a true cultural phenomenon, especially in Russia. Because here, inside these brutal rings, you see the raw, untamed nature of a human being. When instincts take over, and all that's left in the cage is power, fear, and will. It doesn't matter who you are, a pro fighter, a street brawler, or an ex-convict. In the end, it's not technique that decides the outcome, it's character. And today, you'll see it with your own eyes. This is the top 7 most brutal and terrifying knockouts in Russian bare-knuckle history. Get comfortable. It's going to be rough, painful, and absolutely real. 7. Gaji the Machine versus Tornik Mamuskashvili. This was one of the first and wildest fights in the history of Russian bare-knuckle boxing. Back then, Gaji the Machine was just getting started. No fame, no titles. Only raw, unstoppable rage. His opponent, Tornik Mamuskashvili, a heavy-handed Georgian boxer, experienced, confident. He came to show the newcomer his place, but Gaji had his own plans. From the opening seconds, no warm-up, no testing range. He charges forward like a man who wants to destroy everything in front of him. Wide, brutal hooks cut through the air one after another until one of them lands flush on Tornik's jaw. He drops to the ground. His eyes go blank, but the fire's still there. He rises, clenches his fists, takes one last step forward. But Gaji doesn't wait. The second hook lands like a cannon shot. Tornik's body collapses instantly. Lights out. Seconds later, it's all over. That fight became Gaji the Machine's third victory, and the moment his rise truly began. A short, savage statement to the entire promotion. The Machine has arrived. Sozlin the Cobra versus Daud Kelbihan. This was the fight every bare-knuckle fan was waiting for. Two heavyweight titans, two knockout artists. Sozlin the Cobra Asparov versus Daud Kelbihan. When they stepped into the ring, the air itself was electric. Everyone knew someone was about to go down. From the very first seconds, Daud pushes forward. He takes the center, applies pressure, firing off combinations. A few of them land clean. He corners Asparov against the ropes, but Sozlin doesn't panic. He moves with cold precision, eyes locked, reading every twitch, every step. He's waiting for his moment. And then Daud stepped in just a little too close. For a fraction of a second, he opens up. Asparov fires a straight right to the jaw. Perfect. Surgical. Daud drops instantly, lifeless. He tries to get up, but his body refuses to obey. The lights are out. That fight became a reminder. In bare-knuckle fighting, victory doesn't always belong to the one who hits harder, but to the one who stays colder. Asparov proved that precision and composure can be far more terrifying than pure power. 9. Zakhar the Yezid versus Kamzat the Maestro. This was one of the most unpredictable fights in the entire history of Russian bare-knuckle boxing. Zakhar the Yezid versus Kamzat the Maestro. Two fighters, two mindsets, and only one was walking out on his feet. From the very first round, the Yezid looked sharper, more confident, more accurate. He landed clean, heavy shots, even dropped Kamzat to the floor. Kamzat got back up, but he was in bad shape. His face smashed, nose broken, breathing ragged. By the end of round 1, it looked over. Everyone thought, that's it, Maestro's done. But round 2 changed everything. It was like the Maestro was reborn. He walked forward through the pain, through the blood, through the cuts, like nothing could stop it. Then, as the car stepped in, Kamzat fired a right hook straight to the chin. Zakhar dropped instantly, like a tree cut down with one swing, motionless. The medics rushed in, trying to bring him back, but his body just wouldn't respond. That single punch shocked the entire crowd and proved one simple truth. As long as you're still standing, the fight isn't over. Kamzat moved on to the semifinals that night, while the Yezid's tournament run ended right there. Valery the Eagle versus Mikhail Lusan. This fight can be called a classic lesson in arrogance. Valery the Eagle, confident, loud, full of swagger. Even at the press conference, he laughed and said, "Easy money. This guy's nothing. I'll finish him quick." And to be fair, the fight started exactly that way. Valery looked relaxed, in control, keeping perfect distance, outboxing Mikhail with ease. For 2 full rounds, he did whatever he wanted in that ring. Everyone thought it was over. But in the 3rd round, things changed. Mikhail got a deep cut, blood running down his face. The doctors climbed up to check, but the fight was allowed to continue. And that's when it happened. Mikhail, too confident, too calm, already celebrating victory in his head. But he forgot the golden rule of bare-knuckle fighting. The fight isn't over until the last second. Mikhail fired a right hand straight to the chin, and the Eagle went down like someone turned off the lights. Out cold. In 1 second, everything flipped. The underdog became the winner, and the favorite learned the hardest lesson of all. In bare-knuckle fighting, there's no such thing as easy money.
Two titans, Sergei Kratos Kalinin and Timur Dr. Akhmomov, both with 1 win in the organization, both with the mindset of men who didn't come to fight, they came to break their opponent. From the opening bell, it was clear. This wasn't a warm-up. No feeling out process, no hesitation. They went straight into chaos. Kratos, pure pressure. Raw power, brute force. He marched forward, shoulders high, smashing through the distance. But with every second, his gas tank was fading. It looked like he was about to burn out. And then, lightning. 1 split second. A perfect straight right to the jaw. Doctor collapses instantly, body shutting down mid-fall. But Kratos, lost in instinct, fires 1 more strike on the way down. The crowd gasped. Some even turned away. It was that brutal. Doctor lay still for several moments, while Kratos stood over him. Khamzat, the Maestro Kuryev, is back. But this time, he's facing a giant, Daniil Varan Volkov. Bigger, heavier, longer reach. Everyone thought Khamzat was in trouble. But in bare-knuckle fighting, size means nothing when your will is stronger than steel. From the opening bell, Maestro came forward like a storm. No space, no pause, no time to breathe. He unleashed a relentless barrage. Left, right, to the head, to the body, back to the head. Varan was shaken. You could see it. His eyes lost focus, his balance gone. But Khamzat didn't stop. And then, the moment. A left overhand from hell, landing flush on the chin. Varan's head snaps back, the lights go out instantly. He collapses like a bag of sand. The fight is over. The Maestro once again proved his hands are hammers, and in his fights, there's no room for mistakes. Marcel Konov versus Vladislav Romoshenko. This is the fight bare-knuckle fans will never forget. Marcel Konov versus Vladislav Romoshenko, a clash where confidence met humility. For Vladislav, this was only his 2nd fight. After a brutal debut knockout, no one wanted to face him. 8 fighters turned down the match, and you could see why. He looked like a killer, calm, cold, and sure of himself. He showed it from the very first seconds. No warm-up, no hesitation, just forward pressure. He landed clean shots, heavy punches, and even dropped Marcel in the opening round. It looked like the fight was over. Konov barely made it to the 2nd, but his spirit refused to break. On the other hand, Vladislav started feeling too comfortable. He loosened up, dropped his hands, smiled mid-fight, trying to finish with style. The crowd waited for the final blow. But instead, everything flipped. Khanov saw the opening. Just 1 second, that's all he needed. He threw a perfect, sharp combination and sent Romoshenko straight into the land of dreams. 2 punches. Silence. The arena froze. That night, Marcel didn't just win a fight. He earned respect. He reminded everyone that in bare-knuckle fighting, it's never over until you still standing. Khanov's knockout went down as one of the most shocking and cinematic endings in Russian bare-knuckle history. That's what they are. The most brutal and terrifying knockouts in Russian bare-knuckle fighting. There are no lucky wins here. You don't win with your fists. You win with your character, your spirit, and the will to keep going when your body already gave up. Each of these fighters left a piece of themselves in that ring. Sometimes it was strength that decided the outcome. Sometimes precision. And sometimes just pure calmness in that 1 second when any other man would have already fallen. If you enjoyed this episode, drop a comment below. Which knockout was the most brutal for you? And what fight story you want to see next?